got something to say. Hey, the South got something to say. We hustle, we grinding away. Tomorrow ain't promised today. Know why we gon' shine in your face. The South got something to say. 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 Hey.
Yes, sir. It's the biggest podcast you already know. We good, baby. It's your boy YzGuy Q, the mouth for the South.
And it's your boy MD Uno, Mr. Free Game, coming with a bunch of free game.
Free game?
You know.
You know what I mean? And we got a special guest here with us today. We got the homie YelloPain.
YelloPain in the building.
Let's get it. I'm
man,
excited.
What's good,
appreciate
man?
y'all for having me.
Hey, man, we appreciate you being here, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, been jumping right into it, man. Been listening to your music, man. You got some heartfelt stuff. I wanted to get the title. I was looking for the title on my phone of the song you got about your mother.
Graduation.
Speaking from the graduation. Yes,
yeah.
Yes. Speaking from the perspective of like someone who, you know, kind of struggle for your mother's attention. And YelloPain, your name just seems so significant and just right for what your music hits on. Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit how you got into music.
Okay. So I started music when I was like 7 years old. My older cousin, rest in peace, he was living with us at the time, and it was just I kind of idolized him. You know what I'm saying? Like he had girls, he had nice clothes. You know what I'm saying? That was back when they had the little NBA bandanas with the jerseys. You know what I'm saying?
Straight up.
He was fly with it. You know what I'm saying? And he had, you know, a whole lot of girls liked him, and I wanted that type of lifestyle. So I'm like, I want to be like my cuz. And so I started doing what he was doing. Rapping was one of them, and I fell in love with it. Just like the word aspect of it, putting the words together.
Yeah.
And I realized I had a talent for it. But as time passed, though, you know, first off, I didn't get the girls. Like, you know what I'm saying? With the rap out the gate, like, that wasn't the case. So, and even aside from that, around like maybe 12, 13, I was just going through a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying, in school, you know, personally, financially, you know, even as a kid. And that's when music became emotional, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of blocked the world out and was like, all right, this is like, I don't care what happened, you know what I'm saying? One day I'm gonna be a famous rapper. That was my thing. Like, I don't care what nobody say about me, I don't care what I'm going through, you know, let me block the world out. One day I'm gonna be a famous rapper. And then you know, I just really, every time I went through something emotional, I put it into the music, and that was my therapy. So even to this day, you know how you like talk about different song topics. Some people might think it might be disingenuous, but it's really my only therapy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure.
Everything
I
that
can
I
relate
put out
to that.
come from an emotional place.
Absolutely, man. And like I said, I hear it in the music, man. Yeah. How long have you been doing music?
Since I was 7.
Since you were 7,
I would say professionally.
Like how many years would you say? I don't want to ask your age, but
like 20.
About 20 years.
Yeah, about 20 years. Yeah.
Okay.
Since I was a kid.
Okay.
So what inspired you? Who inspired you?
So out the gate, like
his cousin.
That's what I'm saying. My cousin inspired me to start. You know what I'm saying? But I think life inspired me to continue. You know what I'm saying? You know, I got different musical influences that, like, sonically that I looked up to, but as far as like the inspiration to just do it, you know what I'm saying, to want to do music was just like the fact that I was able to have a place that I could, you know, pour out into, you know what I mean? So life, different things that I was going through. Yeah,
because you got like real strong messages in your music. Sure. That comes from like personal experiences.
Yeah, personal, but everything is not even just me, you know, like sometimes I got like family members and friends and people that go through stuff that I want to give them advice, but I might not be able to just say the thing right out the gate of how I would explain it to them. So the best way is like, all right, let me make a song that makes sense for how I would, you know, the advice I would give, or I could feel somebody else's pain so strong, you know what I mean, just because they're so close to me, and they can't make a song, you know what I mean, but it's like I want to cry, and the way I could cry is somebody else's story into my song. So it's like that, you know. I mean, I'm a little bit of an empath, so that helped me, you know what I'm saying, with the music too.
Right. Where you from?
Dayton, Ohio.
Dayton, Ohio. And how long have you been in Atlanta?
I'm going on 2 years in April.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's the vibe been out here?
One thing I love about Atlanta, and I'll tell everybody, because you know, you go back home, they're like, so how's Atlanta? You know what I'm saying? And the thing that I love about out here, bro, is just the amount of, like, where I'm from, I don't see this much black people with money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't never, like, if you might see, like, okay, you got your lawyer, you know what I'm saying? You might got a couple people that do real estate, and then you got, like, the dope boys, like, you feel me? And that's it for real. You don't really see no black people with money. Even the teachers is broke, you know what I'm saying?
Straight
like,
up.
So when I come out here, you would be at Starbucks and ask random, like, hey, what you do? And somebody got a whole company, 3 stores, you know what I mean? And they literally just a regular person that start, like, everybody out here, for the most part, you know, is chasing, you know what I mean, chasing something. And I love that, you know what I mean? So I love the vibe to be in a place where everybody is chasing something.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
How would you describe your music?
My music, I would call it, I mean, like, to describe the music itself, you know, I would, you know, I could say that it's real, it's musical, etc. But like, just where it come from, it's just therapy. You know what I'm saying? And then other people listen to it, and they listen to it for that reason too. I mean, even if it's fun, like I got party songs but it's just where it come from. Yeah. Even if it's a party song, somebody listen to it and it still be therapeutic, just because it's like, even though this was upbeat and fun, I still felt where he was coming from. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's something that I offer in my music, is just like that relatability, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's a lot of substance in it. Like, you got a song called what is it? Pills and Pain.
Pills and Pistols.
Sure. Pills and Pistols. And I love how you just,
that's my favorite one so far.
Incorporated that, you know, what everybody else is talking about. This is all I gotta say. If I want to make it rapping, you know what I'm saying? This is all I gotta say. So fuck it, I'm gonna do it anyway. You know what I'm saying? That was real slick, and you know, just a dope way of grabbing the audience's attention. You know, who are some of your influences? Because, you know, your substance is on point. Like, just when it comes to artists that's talking about something, bro, you immediately went to the top of my list. Like, you know, as far as people in the industry that's at the top with substance and hitting hard. So who are some of the artists that influenced you? Yeah, for sure. So, specifically talking about hip hop, you know, I would assume, and it's really the artists that, like, cause when I grew up, even though I was, you know what I'm saying, younger, I still really listened to a lot of old school. But even the people that was in my era when I was growing up, it was like the real hip hop people. Like Papoose was one of them. Like, cause like, even if like you, like, a lot of people know me for like some of the songs where I educate people with music. Like Papoose has been doing that for years. You know what I'm saying? Not specifically the political place, but just like period. It's just like real like educational. So Papoose is one of them. Cassidy was one of my influences musically. You know what I mean? Ludacris, I was heavy on Luda for a minute. Yeah. So and then even from a like. It's so many artists. From a technical standpoint, I like Eminem for like the wordplay. I got real into it and just breaking it down syllable by syllable and seeing how he put rhymes together. Who else? I mean, the list goes on and on. To be honest, I'm a student of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like hip hop is like, you know, I feel like it saved my life. You know what I mean? So, you know, and really like everybody that's in it. Like, if you was able to go from being broke, being in an impoverished neighborhood, come from a crazy background or some type of situation that seemed like he wasn't really supposed to be like no millionaire, no type of way, and then they made it, you know what I'm saying, and they was able to get something out of it, like, that's inspirational in itself. So whether it's lyrical or, you know, like very simple, like just that storyline of like a hip hop artist, the journey that, you know, we have to go through, like every single artist inspires me for that reason. That's what's happening. For sure. That's what's happening.
Speaking of like influences, the song influences, man, that's a real dope song, I think.
Appreciate it.
I think a lot of these young niggas need to listen to that song, man. They can get a whole lot from it, man. It's a real dope message in that song.
Appreciate it. Yeah, for real.
the pain in your name, like I was hitting on, it's appropriate, you know. How did you come up with the name YelloPain?
So yellow is a color that represents happiness. You know what I'm saying? That's just anything I ever been. It's just like something that I aspire to be. I aspire to be happy. You know what I mean? And pain, that represent anything I ever been through. You know what I'm saying? So YelloPain is a happy representation of my pain. Basically, just meaning stay strong no matter what.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Dope. Is that a name that you came up with for yourself, or is it something that people started to call you?
No, I came up with it for myself. I needed something to describe the type of music I was making. Okay. And when people ask, like, okay, like, I hear what you're saying, the happy representation of your pain, like, you know, explain it further so I could get what you're saying. So I would give an example of YelloPain. To me, like, I always ask, like, I mean, everybody's seen the movie Friday. You know what I'm saying? And when you think about Friday, the first thing that come to your mind is what?
It's a comedy.
Like, it's funny, you know what I'm saying? But then when you think about what it's representing, is people in impoverished neighborhoods. They got to tuck their chain in when somebody walk past. They fighting, it's shootouts. You know what I'm saying? This is not a pretty movie. You know what I'm saying? Up. Like, for real.
Yeah.
But when you watch it for joy. You watch somebody else's pain for joy. You know what I'm saying?
Dope,
and that's what
man.
my music is.
Dope.
It's YelloPain.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel you on that.
Who is YelloPain? Like, if you would tell the people, explain who you are.
Who is YelloPain? I'm a man of God. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
Appreciate it. I'm a man of God. I'm a hard worker. I'm a motivator, motivational speaker, artist. True definition of it. You know what I mean? I come from, you know, just that beginning stage of not having nobody listening to me to having, you know, millions of people, millions of views. So, you know, I'm a example of perseverance. You know what I'm saying?
Straight
That's
up.
me.
Straight up. That's what's up, man. Great explanation.
Appreciate it.
What was like your takeoff point? Tell us a little bit about the journey. What was your first like big success when it came to, you know, music, getting your numbers up, and, you know, getting that following to where you wanted it to be?
Yeah, so I think like with the music, it's always like you think that you got to a certain point, and then it's another moment. There were people ask you like, what was that moment? Then it's another moment, like, what was that moment? So so it's so many months. So like from the point, there was a point where I had absolutely nobody listening to me. Like, I put out a video, and, you know what I'm saying, on YouTube, and I had like 250 views, like, you know what I'm saying, and I was like pushing it, please listen to my music. And then I had this I did a remix to the t-shirt by Migos, and I think it got like 2.5 million views on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? And then I thought, like, all right, bet we got 1 million views. And then a whole year passed, and then I ain't get like nowhere, like nothing like that again. So it dropped all the way back down. So you know, like, but I, you know, still kept going, still kept persevering. And then I had this song called Pain. It was about drug addiction, because my uncle had just passed from overdosing. No, I'm sorry, he didn't overdose, but he was just battling drug addiction for so long.
Right.
And then I had witnessed the overdose in person, like where somebody died on the scene right in front of me.
Damn.
So and then my city, Dayton, Ohio, is the #1 city in America for overdose related deaths.
Wow.
So, you know, like, just being around that, you know what I'm saying? Like, just from a consistent basis, I wanted to make a song about it. And then that song, I think that was like the turning point, you know what I'm saying? Because that song, it got like 1 million views here, then it was getting views here, then people was reposting it. Then I flew out to perform at a couple rehab facilities in different places. So I think that was like the first moment. But then to say that, it's like, all right, but it still wasn't on that level, you know what I mean? And I had a few different moments after that, like, you know, kind of viral moments. And then it was My Vote Don't Count. That's like, you know, what really made, like, I would say, like, the world really know who I was at that point.
My Vote Don't Count.
Yeah.
Word.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so that was a song. My cousin Desiree, she was running for Congress in Dayton, Ohio. And she was like, cuz, you know, because I told you, like, the different subjects that I talk about. She was like, I think you should make a song about voting. Now, I told you, this is an emotional thing. I don't just make songs about topics. Like, it got to touch me for me to go. So I'm like, cuz, you know, I appreciate the gesture, but I don't really get into the politics. Like that ain't my thing. Like, that's not my speed. Like, you know, and then she was like, you know, why don't you believe in the system? It's like, man, I voted for Obama in 2012, you know what I'm saying? Like, after I voted, ain't nothing changed. I was still broke. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, you know, kind of really showed me that the power wasn't in Obama, you know what I'm saying? It's in the local government and the Congress for the changes that I want to see immediately. And she was like, what's some things you want to change? And I was like, it's potholes in the street. That was one of the examples I gave. Like in Dayton, Ohio, you go up one of the main streets and it's bumpy, boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? Trying to ride up and down the street. And then and it's like the main street in the city. Like if they can't fix that, you feel me? Like and she was like, well, you know, it's an infrastructure bill and a transportation bill that can get that we can vote on, that can be passed and expedite that whole process so they could finish the construction. She said, but it depends on who's in Congress for that to get passed or not. And she was like, you know, she showed me where the power was. And then I started to just do more research with her, and I was asking her like, wait, cuz, so you mean to tell me this and this and like, wait, everything that we complain about in our communities can be changed simply by voting? Like we could get more money on our checks every 2 weeks. It was just literally everything like in the whole United States runs on a voting system. But the only people that show up to vote are the people who understand the system. And because we don't understand the system to really any capacity, because it has failed us over and over, we just checked out. You feel me? Yeah. But because of that, we getting, you know what I'm saying, it's beating us up on a consistent basis. So once I realized that, I felt so much passion, like as a black man in America, you know what I'm saying, not only a black man in America, but as somebody who go hard for my community and say I want to change things so bad. It's like, how could I now know this information and not share it with the rest of the world? So then I was like, all right, I'm gonna make the song. I had to make it straight up.
Yeah, definitely.
I remember that song. That song went viral. I remember it was trending and everything. I just didn't know who you was at that time. Yeah, but I do remember that song floating around. For sure. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Were you finna telling us about this story? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's your boy MD Uno live with the We Good podcast.
And it's YzGuy Q, and you know we stay good, baby. And if you a pie head like me, then you need to listen up real quick. Finna tell you about some in these streets. We call it crack pies.
Home of the sweet potato pies. It's the crack for me.
Hey man, it ain't just sweet potato pie, it's sweet potato cheesecake pies, bro.
Yeah, man.
How they do that?
Man,
I don't know, man, but it's the official sponsor of the We Good podcast. Go to Crack Pies on all your social media networks. So if you got that sweet tooth, then we have your addiction, you know what I mean? So tell them what to do, Mookie.
Go to www.crackpies.com, and that's crack with a K.
Or you can contact us at 1-833-89-CRACK with a K. You know what I mean? And don't forget, with your neighborhood dessert dealers, it's the crack for me.
It's the crack for me.
Get at 'em.
This crack shit that's got me, man. I don't got no control over it, man. Shit just be calling me, man. I just gotta go to it.
Yeah.
Dirt Town Sound, the epitome of We Good music.
Got beats. It's your boy YzGuy Q, the mouth for the South, and we good, baby. You know what I mean? If you need them beats, go to www.YzGuyQ17th.com. That's www.YzGuyQ17th.com. You know what I mean?
Don't forget the YZ.
Beats go hard.
Beats go stupid. Dirt Town Sound, baby. Yeah.
Okay, that's what's
so how many projects have you dropped to date?
Like albums?
Yeah,
like,
albums. Full bodies of work.
I would say since I have been like more recognized, I would say probably 2 albums and then 2 EPs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you got a project coming up that you're gonna be being produced by Mannie Fresh?
Yeah.
How did that come about?
So it's crazy. Like at the end of 2019, I had did this freestyle over the Back That Ass Up beat.
Okay.
And And like a lot of people liked it. So anyway, so like after my vote don't count, I got with new management, and we was really trying to figure out like, all right, now that we got all of this new momentum, you done did Oprah, Steve Harvey, all these big platforms, like what's something that we can do? You know, who is like a producer that you might want to work with? And then you know, Mannie Fresh came into the conversation because of that. So we linked up with Mannie Fresh, and it just was good vibes. I think we was supposed to do like a song or something like that, but like once we linked up, it was just so much, you know, good energy, and we were just flowing and moving, you know, that we ended up coming up with a project.
What's the name of the project?
It's called Images.
Images, is it done or are you still working on it?
It's done. Yeah,
About
it's done.
When it coming up?
It ain't got the release date yet, but it'll be sometime within the next month or two.
Oh, dope.
You
dope.
gotta get with the exclusive on that one.
Yeah.
How many songs we got?
It's an EP, so it's like about six songs.
About 6 songs.
And we got more for real in the pipeline, but we just gonna throw the 6 out. And the first single that's on the EP is already out. It's called Yellow Wonka. And it's on.
Yeah, I heard that. I like fuck with that shit.
You rock with it.
Yeah, I rock with that
Appreciate
shit.
it.
So I had some notes on that shit. I had to go through the rest of my notes though, but yeah, for sure. With you being such like a different artist and not being like the rest of most of the music that's trending or the sound or the way that's going right now, was it rough for you breaking through, or were you ever skeptical or had any fear about going that route coming into the game?
I mean, I believe that when you're a student of the game, you understand things a little bit differently. You know what I'm saying? Like, you understand things a lot differently. And where I'm from, I mean, everybody, you know what I'm saying, like kind of try to follow the certain waves. But when you look at, like, people like try to classify who's winning based on who the people around them listen to, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, when you look at like the legends, you know what I'm saying, you look at even like people that we were already to this day consider legendary and they haven't even died yet, like J. Cole and Kendrick, or, you know what I'm saying, or, you know, and Jay-Z, and, you know what I mean? Like, it's like you come to realize that what separates even the trap artists, you feel me, like what separates people is being themselves, you feel me? And I think it's so many artists you could hear like, nah, that ain't him, and you don't even like it, you know what I'm saying? So I think one of the things is just being myself. My mom always told me dare to be different, and that's what I did. And then, you know, believing in God is just like, even to this day, like if something ain't working, it's like, all right, what do you need to adjust? It ain't about what everybody else doing or how somebody else made it. It's like, what do you need to adjust? So, you know, I'm very realistic, you feel me?
Yeah. Speaking of that Yellow Wonka, I see what I was saying. I like the way you had switched it up on that motherfucker from, the way you came in on it, then you switched it up.
Appreciate it.
You know what I mean? But what was the concept behind that song?
Yellow Wonka was just detailing my journey from, you know, like kind of the beginning stages and show, like letting people know, like, you know, what it was like. You know, I started off, I remember sleeping on the carpet before I ever sat inside the plane to see how I departed. You know what I'm saying? And I was just kind of talking about just the things that I was experiencing early on, but the perseverance and even what the whole project is called Images, and this song is kind of like leading into that, because what it is everybody where I'm from especially, you know, they glorify certain things like clothes, shoes,
for sure.
just like women, you know, etc. And these are the things that we go so hard for before we even think about prioritizing. So that song was really saying like, hey, while everybody else was, you know, taking everything they got and investing it into looking like they got it, I was really trying to get it, you know what I'm saying? And now I'm here. And trying to inspire other people to make sure that you be real with yourself and chase what's most important. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Like feeding our families, you know what I'm saying? Like image is important. You know what I'm saying? You can't just throw that away. Like having swag, having a certain energy about yourself, that's important. But is it more important than the priorities? Never. You know what I mean?
That's kind of crazy, because I think I wanted to say this for one of our personal podcasts that we was talking about. Yeah. But as far as our culture, like, you know what I mean, we say this is our culture, or we quick to say that white people are stealing our culture vultures or whatever you might want to say. Do you really feel like it's our culture when like white people are the ones who like, or they the ones who like own everything, you know what I mean? Like the clothes that we wear, all the way to the cars and all the way to the films and behind the music, you know what I mean? Are they the ones kind of directing the culture?
Yeah, I think once you get into that type of stuff, you really got to do research before you speak on stuff like that.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Because I think I heard Kanye say something about it, and it opened my eyes. You know what I'm saying? I think he said, like, this is not, you know, you talking about the culture. This ain't our culture. You know what I mean? And that's interesting. That's an interesting perspective on it. You know, I do know that, you know, we as black people, especially African Americans, are extremely innovative. You know what I mean? Especially in music. Like, we created so many sounds, if not all of the sounds. You know what I'm saying? So to take the culture away from us and say it's somebody else's because they controlling the narrative, I don't think I would just hand it over and say, like, because without us it wouldn't be no culture. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, you take all the black people out and you just throw a whole bunch of like white and Hispanic people to just control hip hop and see if it sound the same. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely think it's still our culture. Do we need to take control over the back end of it? Absolutely. And that's why, you know what I mean, you got a lot of entrepreneurs and people
black owned.
Yeah, exactly. That's
but we need to support more black owned though. That's all it is to it though.
We do.
It's time for a culture shift for sure.
It is, and that just piggybacks off. We just did an interview with Pimpin' Ken, and he got this organization called the Hip Hop Fraternity, and you know, he was just talking about under the umbrella they have a bunch of, you know, people from all walks of life, you know, vice lords, GDs, but it's really, you know, for people of color, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, and you know, we need to do things like that. That just came to mind as far as that interview, because I'm fresh off of it. But what I really wanted to ask you was, you know, with the production that you got with Mannie Fresh, that came about based on the conversation, you know, who would you want to work with as far as artists though, as far as like who in the game, what artists could you see yourself collaborating with that you think that you can really just make some impactful music with?
So my favorite artist is Meek Mill to date. Like, that's, you know what I'm saying, that's my favorite rapper.
You be surprising me with your the artist picks and that you say.
Yeah, I'm finna say that's different.
That I heard, you know, is like, I'm surprised that you.
It's crazy that you say that. Let me just elaborate, because one thing I be trying to tell people, which is like with me, like the type of music I make, I try like because I'm just gonna give some artist advice right now since we on a podcast.
Okay,
it's like a lot of artists be lost and can't figure out like how their music supposed to be because they trying to sound like the people that they listen to, and it be like sometimes God give you a talent that has nothing to do with what you like, you know what I'm saying, what's natural to you, you know what I mean, so like a lot of the music that I make, people be like, do you listen to Joyner Lucas, or is like do you listen to Eminem, and it'd be like, I mean, I have listened to Eminem before, but like the people that I listen to, you like, it's like Black Youngster, like Derez Deshaun, like T Grizzly, Meek Mill, but the type of music I make is just genuine from me, you know what I'm saying, and if you try to sound like the people that you listen to, you gonna sound like the people you listen to, and there's nothing original about you at that point.
That's real, bro. That's real. That makes a lot of sense, man. That makes a lot of sense. So it's like you're not allowing the influence, or you're not allowing the sound of the people that you're naturally, you know, you listen to regularly to influence your sound or impact your style.
Exactly. And naturally, you know, if you listen to something enough, it'll slightly incorporate in different places, you know what I'm saying, because that's what you listen to. But if you try to imitate what you listen to, then I feel like that's a setup for failure.
Right.
Because you're not letting yourself shine through.
Straight
up.
You know what I mean? Who are you? Who are you? And that's one thing that I always look for when I'm listening to new artists that's new to me. You know what I mean? Is do you have a distinct sound? You know what I mean? Or who do you sound like? You know what I mean? I don't actually look for who do you sound like? But a lot of times you get that. You hear it.
Yeah.
It's something you can't hide. You know what I'm saying? Like if you sound like somebody, you sound like them. You know what I mean? But when you got your own distinct sound, and that was one of the things that I picked up on you, that distinction. Like I can see why somebody might say, does he like Joyner Lucas or listen to him, just because of the content and how you can come from a perspective of that storytelling that you hear in Joyner Lucas's music, but you had your own distinct sound. Like when I listened to you, so I respect that. I like that about you. One of the things that I want your take on is the whole independent versus machine. Like what's your angle on that? Are you the independent all the way, or would you take a deal with a machine?
I always look at it like this. I ask people, like, it's two ways to look at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the first one is name an artist that's not signed, like that we know and love, like that's really like mainstream that we know and love. Name one that's not signed. Me, okay, we gonna say Chance the Rapper. All right, who else? Nobody. You feel me? So everybody, or if they are not signed, it's because they got released from the label and now they're doing their thing independently now. But everybody that we know and love has had a major record deal. So with that, as far as an artist signing, I would not say like, hey, don't sign. You know what I mean? Because you literally, you see what works. With me personally, I don't do nothing that my spirit don't lead me to do. You know what I'm saying? So with me personally, like what I sign to a record label, if I talk to God, you know what I'm saying, and everything makes sense on paper, and it's and it makes sense financially, and I still can be who I am, like it's room for that for sure. Okay. But I'm not chasing nobody. You feel me?
Straight up.
For sure.
Straight up.
I don't really see you like as far as what I've seen so far, like collaborating with a lot of other rap artists. You just don't do features. Is that intentional, or you just ain't got around to it?
I mean, obviously I do paid features. You feel me? You can hit the management if you try to cop one of those joints. But as far as artists in the industry, I'm working on some. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm working on some. I'm not opposed. Like I love music. You know what I'm saying? So I like, and then even just outside of hip hop, like my favorite artist overall is Taylor Swift. Like I listen to Taylor Swift. I listen to Florida Georgia Line, which is country. You know what I'm saying? I ride and listen to that all the time by myself. You feel me? So collaborations will be dope. I think one thing is like how I talk about like leading with my spirit. I don't want to just because somebody popular just put my whole energy into somebody else, and then we put out something that I wouldn't even personally approve of just because like this about to help me get a couple more views, or you know what I'm saying? Like so it comes to that too. Like I said, the people I listen to, I don't sound like, neither do I chase features with them. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's a few features I probably could have got already, you know what I mean? But it's like, would that align with who I am and who I want to represent? You know what I'm saying? And that's that's what it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I want to say that the message in the song and in the video of the song "Impossible Game," it was much needed. You know what I mean? And I want to salute you for creating that, man.
Thank
you. Real dope.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? It was much needed, and I respect you for doing that shit right there.
That's love. Appreciate it.
The song Thanksgiving though. What made you come at it in that type of way at the subject matter in that matter?
I think the thing was with Happy Thanksgiving is that some people thought like, and I had a couple people misunderstand.
It's dope though, man. I get the whole message, bro.
Yeah, thank you. Some people misunderstood the message and thought that like there was like a guy coming in, or YelloPain was showing like killing a black family for celebrating Thanksgiving, and it wasn't me killing them for celebrating Thanksgiving. It was showing like what Thanksgiving was rooted in, you know what I'm saying, which is showing that what on Thanksgiving, you know what I'm saying, like it's celebrating the murder of people. And I use black people because I think I personally believe the people that I come from, you know what I'm saying, like when I say that I come from, I'm talking about my culture, African Americans. I truly believe that the reason why certain things that we do that could be rooted in wickedness is just because of ignorance to the knowledge of the information. Like I don't believe that we would have celebrated Thanksgiving if they put on the news the Indians that's protesting every single year because their ancestors was murdered. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you could see that, like you literally got people living to this day at the same time while we eating and having a good time and you know, passing the bread. It's people that's mourning, that's meeting at Plymouth Rock mourning. You know what I'm saying? Because their ancestors was murdered, and this is a day that's rooted in that type of celebration. So it's like, just knowing that, you know what I mean, I have a heart, you know, and I think Black people, we have a heart. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that everybody don't have a heart. I'm just saying I know that the people I come from have a heart. And the only reason why we would allow ourselves to be subjected to that is because we genuinely just don't know. And I wanted to bring that information to the world so that they could know. And then maybe, you know, I don't know what the solution would be, but maybe you could give it a different name or move it to another day. Because, I mean, it was fall harvest far before Thanksgiving, but the specific date of Thanksgiving was coined because of that reason. So I mean, we could shift it around.
Yeah,
for sure.
Speaking of like your visuals and stuff, man, they super dope, man. Do you work with just like one director or producer or whatever, or you got different ones?
Or do you do that on your own? Do you come up with those concepts on your own?
Yeah.
I mean, I won't say it like
they
that.
like short movies to me, man.
Appreciate it. You know, like I think, you know, I got people around me, you know what I'm saying? And I never try to shut out anything, but like, you know, like I got, like, how can I explain this? Like, I come up with a lot of ideas myself, but then you have people in your corner, you know, that love you, that have visions as well. You know what I'm saying? And it's a collective thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, so when you see YelloPain, you don't just see YelloPain. You see YelloPain, you see my main producer, South Sinatra, you see different directors. I got my homie Thomas, he helped me direct Happy Thanksgiving, and that was like from beginning to end, the whole process. So then I got management, they got certain ideas, and they, you know, we bounce off ideas. So, you know, I never try to just act like a one-man show, because I want people to know that, you know, use the people around you, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of my music videos, 90% of them is like, well, some of them is paid actors, and a lot of them is like family, friends. Like, use the same people, let them get, you know what I'm saying? Let them add you know, implement their ideas and stuff into it. So that's what it's all about, is teamwork.
Definitely. For
sure. Let me see. In the song "Pills and Pain," I heard you saying one of the verses that you would really talk about making investments. You know what I mean? And we're real big on financial literacy here on the YzGuy podcast. So, you know what I mean? Give us some free game on some type of investments, you know what I mean, that you might be up on or something, you know what I mean, that you be putting your hands in. Because we like to put people up on game.
One thing I would say with investments, and I'm not gonna say it to like as a absolute do or don't, but one thing I don't do is follow trends like that. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I say that is because you see something that's making money and you just want to jump in and say, all right, this is how people make money. I got family members that done lost almost everything investing in real estate because they heard that as soon as you get money, you're supposed to start buying property, like, which is a smart thing to do. But make sure that you have a passion for it. Make sure that when you want to invest in something, that you have knowledge about what you invested in. Research, exactly. Because, you know, like, a lot of the stuff that, you know, I may have invested in might have just been artists or musical stuff, because that's all I know is music. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that don't invest in real estate. I'm saying if you want to, make sure you have full understanding, because everything like is talent based. You know what I'm saying? Like, to think that because somebody else made like $10 million off of stocks, you know what I'm saying, that's what you're supposed to do, and they have a talent for predicting stocks and watching the, you know what I mean, and they have a God-given talent. And your God-given talent somewhere else, it's probably in construction. You could have came up with the next, you know, tallest building that's in Dubai. You could have came up with, you know, like that, but you focused on what's financially was known to be financially profitable.
Right.
And then you're taking L's and losing everything. So with investments, if I was to give some game, I would say make sure you know what you're investing in and make sure you got a love for it.
That's good free game right there.
Yeah. It sounds like you steer away from, doing what everybody expects you to do, or doing the popular thing, and just having knowledge behind what you're investing in. And that's some advice that I heard from Warren Buffett. You know what I mean? Invest and he worded it a little differently, but he said what you said. Like basically invest in things that you know about. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what I took from what you said in a nutshell. You know what I mean? It's your boy MD Uno.
And this YzGuy Q, the mouth of the South. Give him some free game, homie.
A little bit of free game for you, man. Hey, the Righteous Grind Academy. Financial literacy. All your financial literacy needs for the youth.
Yeah, we created financial literacy cards on digital download. All you gotta do is go to www.righteousgrindacademy.com. Teaching the youth financial literacy, things you're gonna need to grow up in the society and be your own person, individual. Get that righteous grind.
Get that righteous grind. Got the $10 downloads for your financial literacy needs.
We
good.
We good.
We good. We good.
Yeah.
We
good.
good.
Alright. Hey man, say man. Look, check this out. If you got them bars.
If you got them vocals.
Shit, if you got both, then you definitely what we looking for. Tap into that Bars and Vocals Showcase.
It's a new platform to bring out the best talent, whether artists or producers.
Hey man, get at that Bars and Vocals Showcase. Go to YzGuy.events and go sign up for the Bars and Vocals Showcase. If you got them bars.
And if you got them vocals.
If you got both, then get at us.
Get at us.
We good.
We stay good. What's something about YelloPain that you want people to know? We had an artist in here talking about how as an upcoming artist, one of the problems that he faced a lot was that people don't know me. He was like, where I come from. My mama know me, what I mean? The people in my hood, I'm somebody in my hood, they know me, but when you come to this broad field of the game, in the industry, a lot of times people don't know you, but you've been making a name for yourself. But what is something that you want people to know about you that might not be a widely or a big known fact about YelloPain?
Something I want people to know about me. That's a good question. Cause I don't like people to know too much about me.
For sure.
But just to be, like I said, like I'm a man of God. Like when you see me, I hope that you can see that. And if you can't see that,
I see
you
that.
Tell it in your music.
I hear it in your music, and now I see it in your character, like face to face. Just you come off as a genuine, sincere dude, bro.
Is that a big part of your upbringing and spirituality?
Yeah, most definitely. Definitely. But that's first and foremost, but aside from just my religion, let's like specifically talking about music, some people that I have not necessarily been able to showcase, it's just the versatility in my music. I want people to expect like more versatility, like what I'm saying, from pop to country to I really feel like I've honed in on my craft. I've been rapping since I was 7, so I've honed in on my craft long enough to really fit my voice in a pocket of almost any genre, So just expect more versatility, I knocked the headphones out. But yeah, expect more versatility. I think that's something that I want people to just like listen for, because some people know like me from one song, like dive in, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I meet people all the time and they be like, I love your song, and it's like, listen to some more.
Right.
They might know you from one song.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So just, I want people to know that. But I mean, obviously, just even like, piggybacking off you said, the homie said, people don't know me. Enough people don't know me, and even with me saying I want you to know my versatility, like I know it's our responsibility to make sure that people know that. So as much as I want people to know that, I want to make sure that they do.
That's what's happening.
Period.
That's what's happening.
Period.
What made you come to Atlanta, man?
Well, my producer moved down here first. So I was like, we created everything, like graduation that you was talking about. Like he produced that, my vote don't count. I last time, so that's my best friend. You know what I'm saying? So he moved to Atlanta, really for family reasons. But he was, out here, and I was coming back and forth with him, you know what I'm saying, like just locking in with him, and like I was hitting the highway like every 3-4 days, like, you know what I'm saying, put crazy miles on the car. Straight up. Back and forth, and then my management, they lived out here, so when I signed my management, I moved, I didn't move out here originally, so now they like, we got a meeting next Friday, like, all right. So now I'm there, boom. Then the producer called, boom. So it was like, all right, you know what? I think I need to be in it. Like, I have to stay there. Like, it don't make sense to keep, because what's in Ohio? You know what I'm saying? But like, really haters for real. And like, I mean, it's love though, but like, that's just like a recipe for like, let me get out the way. Let me go. Like, I feel like God is calling me to be out there. So let me go where clearly I'm supposed to be at.
Speaking of which, man, like, not, what you saying that, like being from Ohio, and having the shift in
shout out Dayton. I do got family out there.
Hey,
shout out Dayton.
Hey, shout out to the city, man.
Having the shift in states or whatever, switching up on the states that you lived in. Yeah, we was talking about the Dolph situation and how he ended up getting hit up in the hood that he was from. What's your take on artists staying in the hood that they from? Do you think that you should move once you acquire a bit of celebrity, like, or should you stay in your neighborhood, or and how do you well, let me let you answer that first, and then I'll go.
I about to say, when I go back to the city, I still be in the hood sometimes. You know what I'm saying? A lot of my people are still out there. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to that level to just move the whole everybody out. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I feel like, don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, anybody could get robbed, you know what I mean? But like, it's also about what kind of energy you put into the world, to the atmosphere. Like, I really feel like my city love me, you know what I'm saying? You got people, like, that's why I said it's haters, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I feel like they love me. I wouldn't stay there, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because, like, it's that type of energy, like, when you start getting stuff, like, I could literally, has happened, you know what I'm saying? But, like, I come out the gas station, somebody like, hey, what's up, bro? I DM'd you on Instagram. I ain't see that, bro. Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then be like that friction out the gate. And now, you know what I'm saying? Like, just to imagine, like, dang, what if I would have just got popped coming out the grocery store?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's like unpredictable, you know what I'm saying? So that type of thing, I wouldn't stay around long enough for people to be able to watch me and see every move I make. But like, coming back and visiting the hood, inspiring the kids, like I just did a toy drive Christmas Eve, and the kids were so excited to see me. Like, they need to see that. That's what's up. You know what I'm saying? That's come back, but you gotta watch. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna be as bold as to keep going back to the hood, like, watch what kind of energy you put in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Watch what kind of energy.
If you like, anybody could kill me, y'all can't kill me. Like, you challenging people to, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right.
That's so true, man. That's so true. It's like the energy that you invite and the energy that you put out there has so much to do with, what comes to fruition. You know what I mean? That makes the world of sense, and that kind of answers my other question. You answer my other question as far as like, I was gonna say, how do you give back? If your take was that you stay away from the hood, but you gave a great answer, and it's just so crazy how you know, you mentioned like the friction that can come about based on little humbug situations like a DM. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like off the bat, like that's crazy, man. Yeah, that's crazy.
And then like I see like different weird like hating situations that come out of nowhere. Like I think one time, like about a year and a half ago, probably 2 years ago, I was on a date, you know what I'm saying, with my girl at the time, and somebody had waved to me, and like I kind of waved, you know what I'm saying, but I'm on a real date, you know what I'm saying, and then they like made a long post later that day, like YelloPain, he's fake, he ain't such and such, he ain't trying to speak to me. Y'all need to watch out who y'all support. Like it's that type of thing. So like you never really know. And imagine if they didn't make that post and they just hated me. You know what I'm saying? So like as you start to get attention and you start to get like love and praise on a certain level, you know, like you do gotta understand that the bigger your blessings get, the stronger the enemy. You know what I mean? Want to take that.
Real
you know what I
talk.
mean? And the enemy rise up in people, and it's ain't no telling what somebody to do when they don't even got control of their own emotions. So you know, so it's like being careful, watching the type of energy that you invite. But like I said, like moving carefully as well.
Absolutely,
for sure.
Absolutely. And you sound like a smart brother.
Appreciate
like you know what I mean. Like you're aware of the nonsense, but you're not out here just inviting it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the type of music that I love to listen to. You know what I'm saying? When because a lot of people or artists, like their character, they might be humble people, but they might be, you know, people of character, so to speak, or have an integrity base, but that ain't always the type of music that they make. So when you got an artist that can relay the character that they have into their music, you know, like I'll put you in the category with a Cole and a Kendrick, you know, just based on the way that your natural humility and your actual personality can come out in your music without you being overbearing on negativity, or you know what I'm saying, like you manage to relay the message and you know, remain you know what I'm saying. That's the type of music that I love to listen to. Is dope when you can get it, you know, on both levels, like just the person as well as the music, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Straight up. Appreciate that.
Yeah, without a doubt, man. Without a doubt.
I definitely noticed that you do be working with a lot of dope vocalists and singers. You know what I mean? I'd like for you to tell me who a couple of these artists are who you had featured on a couple of songs. Monster.
Yeah, so that was her name was Risha, and she still do music. And then I think I got Jim.
She was real soulful.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I got Jim Miller on last time. One thing that I always try to do when it comes to art, like especially once I started to get a bigger platform, is like I always try to work with people who are like I more so like support the hustle more than the name, if that makes sense. Like if I could, like when I say I go hard for my community, it's real. Like I give you free views, free promotion, free whatever it is, as long as I see the pursuit, you know what I'm saying? Because it's hard to make it, like I was gonna say from my city, but anywhere, you feel me? It's hard to make it, like you know what I'm saying? So one thing that I like to do, and majority of the artists that I have worked with have been just people that I seen and you know like they sound, and seen that you know I could add some value to them, but also you know what I'm saying, I see they work ethic, you know, it's like all right, boom, like,
straight up,
let's go, I'm ready.
Yep, absolutely.
I know you got the project with Mannie Fresh Images coming up. What else next, YelloPain, man?
I'm gonna drop an album later this year. I got 2 books coming out. One of them is about overcoming being socially awkward, and the other one is a voting book for the youth. You know what I'm saying? So they could really understand how the system works. So those 2 things, and like I said, the album. And man, I'm excited. It's a lot of more things that I can't really talk too much about, but man, just 2022 is about to be an exciting year. And if anybody that's watching this, you know what I'm saying, even y'all, like man, stay tuned, because Like it's a lot on the way. I'm excited.
So you wrote these 2 books. These are authored by you.
Yeah.
Okay. I think
that's why when the last time we was in here, I was out there watching and soaking up game. Like I appreciate it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you know it's that time.
Yeah. Like with the voting book for the youth, I think that's necessary, man. Like that's gonna be a success, bro. You know what I mean? Just speaking that thing like that's gonna be a success. It's much needed. Anything else you want to talk about?
You know, like I said, I explained what images was. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, where I'm from, people die trying to chase that. You know what I'm saying? And we leaving mothers crying, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. We leaving, it's a cycle, you feel me? Like, it's crazy because, like, one of my homies when I was younger, he got killed in a B&E, you feel me? It was just like, you know, like, it was just so, like, just a young guy, you know what I'm saying? And I lost a lot of people when I was younger, and the OGs was telling me like, man, you know, we lost so many people, boom, boom. So now we talking about probably 10 years later, you know what I'm saying? Maybe even longer, and you know, they asking me to like make a video for a 14-year-old kid that just got shot in the city, and I'm like, bruh, you know, even in the video I said like, man, we always saying like how many times we gonna have to say it, but it's really like that. Like, man, how many times we gonna have to say this? So it's like finding the roots of the problems. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, poverty is one of them. You know what I'm saying? So figuring that out. You know what I'm saying? And then even aside from poverty, you know what I mean? I think it's the mindset as well, and that's why I say images. You know, the things we see, the things that we chase an image, and literally images was killing us. You know what I mean? Trying so hard to be something, you know what I'm saying, or to achieve untangible thing. I won't call them untangible. I'll call them it's not untimely tangible. Like, you could get them, but it's like, bro, like get your mama out that neighborhood first. You feel me? Then get the diamonds, my G. Like, you
straight
feel me?
Up.
So it's like that type of stuff. You know what I mean? So that's what images is about. You know what I mean? And that's coming out. I think that's gonna be a powerful project.
And you said we can expect that in the next 2 months or so?
Yeah, for sure. We ain't set the release date, but it's coming.
Word.
For sure.
And then you got some other music with Mannie Fresh outside of the project.
Yeah, that's just, you know, I'm probably going to keep working with Mannie just through the years just because of the vibe. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like good people, you know what I'm saying? When you meet good people, you know what I'm saying? You can feel the energy, you know what I'm saying? You can feel like the ease of the work ethic, you know what I'm saying? Right. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna definitely get to that.
That's what's up. That's one of the relationships that you built. Any other producers that we can expect to hear you on?
You know, I'm open to work with producers, you know what I'm saying? But I think like I kind of cultivated my sound with my producer Sauce, which is my best friend. He know how the inflections of my voice, and not only just me, he's an amazing producer. He done produced for other people, you know what I'm saying? So it ain't just my friend, like he's a phenomenal producer. So that's really where I want to relatively stay locked in at. But you know, like I got a couple other producers I work with consistently, like my homie G Money, and then Superstar O is another producer that I work with. But then as far as producers that's aspiring or that's already on and want to work with me, there's room for that, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to music, you know, I don't go off a name, I go off the music, because like I don't care if you got even Mannie Fresh or Timbaland or Swiss Beats or whoever, like when people hear that song, either they gonna like the song or they not gonna like the song. So it's like it could be a nobody producer, you know what I'm saying, somebody off the internet, or it could be a seasoned producer, like what this song sound like. You know what I mean? So I'm all about that part of it.
So man, tell everybody where to find you at, where we can find your music at, all the social media handles, all that good stuff. Man.
Make sure y'all follow me at YelloPain. That's YelloPain. There's no W. YelloPain. Instagram, Facebook. It's all the same all across the board. So YelloPain, YouTube. Yeah, tune in.
Smash that subscribe button. Hit them likes. Hit them comments. Definitely. Share this video to everybody. Tell a friend to tell a friend. You already know. It's the We Good podcast on all your social media networks. You know what I mean? It's your boy, YzGuy Q, the mouth for the South.
And it's your boy MD Uno, Mr. Free Gang, coming with a bunch of free gang.
That boy Yellow. Hey,
Yellow.
You already
Let's
know.
get it.
Shout out Cool TV, man. You
Yeah.
already know.
DG, what
DG
it do,
behind
boy?
the scenes, cuz. Let's get it cracking. We good.
And you know how we moving, it's a movie when we moving. We the move, so fuck the movement. We been doing this forever. She say how you doing, where you going, can I join? I say baby, it's whatever. Fellas.
South got something to say. Hey, South got something to say. We hustle, we grinding away. Tomorrow ain't promised today. Know why we gon' shine in your face. The South got something to say. 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 Hey.